The Troika Plus meeting concluded in Islamabad. Representatives from the United States, China, Russia, Pakistan and the acting foreign minister of Afghanistan gathered in Pakistan to hold discussions regarding the collapsing economy of Afghanistan. The grouping of the countries, which is formally known as Troika Plus, met formally for the first time since the Taliban took over Kabul on the 15th of August this year. The foreign minister of Pakistan, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, inaugurated the session with an address. He stressed on the role and importance of the so-called Troika Plus group to deal with the security and humanitarian situation in Afghanistan. He called for enhanced engagement with Afghanistan at a time when most international aid has been stopped and assets abroad frozen. Qureshi also stressed on the need to avoid Afghanistan's relapse into civil war and asked the international community to, quote-unquote, not repeat mistakes made in the past.
If you think that you are far, Europe is safe. And those areas you imagine will not be affected by terrorism, don't forget the history. We have learned from the history and we don't want to repeat those mistakes made in the past.
The Taliban's top diplomat Amir Khan Muttaqi has visited the Pakistani capital with a high-level delegation team. The representatives of Afghan Taliban are on a 3-day official visit to Pakistan. This is the first by any Taliban minister after the Islamists seized power in Kabul.
Troika Plus की meeting हो रही है.
As Troika Plus meeting is taking place, a 20-member delegation of Afghanistan has arrived in Islamabad. I will engage with them this evening. I will share the summary of our session with them.
The participating countries at the Troika Plus meeting have released a joint statement in the spirit of the discussion and the outcomes of the meeting. The 4 participating states have welcomed Taliban's commitment to allow passage for aid and travel. They have urged the Taliban to work with fellow Afghans to form an inclusive government. The member countries have agreed to continue practical engagement with the Taliban. They have also emphasized on importance of education for women and girls in Afghanistan. The Troika nations have welcomed the United Nations for contributing to emergency assistance in Afghanistan. They have condemned the recent terror attacks on Afghanistan's soil. And lastly, they have called on the Taliban to cut all ties and eliminate all countries and international terror groups from the country. And for more on these developments, our correspondent Anas Malik is with us from Kabul. Anas, what are you picking up at your end on what the discussions focused on and what have been the key takeaways?
Well, 2 important meetings in Islamabad, all pertaining to Afghanistan, both of them pertaining to Afghanistan, in fact. The first being the Troika Plus meeting that had US, China, Pakistan and Russia in participation. And then after that, the Troika Plus calling on the Afghan Taliban leadership. That was very, very significant. Now, in the joint statement that has been issued, they have expressed hope towards the Taliban to fulfill their commitments with regards to elimination of terror from their soil, with regards to the fact that they will also ensure that women's rights and human rights are ensured in Afghanistan. They will continue to engage with the Afghan Taliban government. On the other hand, in the meeting between the Afghan FM, Taliban's foreign minister Amir Khan Muttaqi, and the Troika Plus, the Taliban were adamant, rather insistent on getting that money unfrozen. They have been towing this narrative that it is the Afghan soil is very, very safe for now, and that everybody and anybody can come and they are more than welcome and they will be protected. The Troika Plus has emphasized and has rather pushed the Taliban side to ensure human rights are protected, to ensure that the free flow of humanitarian aid, including that from women aid workers. So lots of key takeaways over there. A key meeting from the Troika Plus over there in Islamabad. And now what would be the highlight? What is to see that how much practically would these talks be transpiring on ground? Molly?
Right, Anas Malik with those updates. Thanks very much for the moment. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.